Welcome back. About a year ago, I started a series of videos where I, the human, collaborated with AI tools I had available at the time to create a song completely from nothing. I started with ChatGPT to generate some lyrics. I then built some chords in Instant Composer. I used Melody Sauce 2 to generate some melody ideas. I also used Scalar 2, which is not AI, but, I'm using tools that make your life easier. And finally applied everything into Synthesizer V as MIDI files. So there was no audio to MIDI feature then. Well, let's just remind you of the result.
But now I'm free to move on, and my heart is breaking. I'm free to move on to a brighter tomorrow. I'm leaving behind all the doubts and the sorrow.
And I'm sure by now you've heard of Suno AI. So you click on Make a Song, and then this page loads. So on the Explore page is just other people's prompts that have generated tunes and also artwork. But the fun begins when you hit Create, because now, and for free by the way, you can generate songs, and just basically by putting a description in. I used a similar prompt in ChatGPT to generate lyrics. And just for fun, I've done a bunch using this prompt whereby Suno not only writes the music, but also writes lyrics for you. So here's my description. Synthwave, female voice, 80s, melancholic, minor key, 111 BPM. And then I put a chorus instruction in. So let's just have a quick listen.
Cruising down the empty streets, no light in my eyes. Memories of you start to fade as the city comes alive. I hear the rhythm of the night calling out my name, weaving through the neon glow. I'm ready to break these chains.
Okay, you get the idea. I've only been using Suno for a little while, but I'm already hearing patterns. And one of the favorite patterns, especially in lyrics like this, is neon, city lights, breaking chains. There we go, I'm breaking these chains. Like, it just keeps coming up. So I would be using this more when I've got my own lyrics already figured out. But it's surprising what you can get just from a simple prompt like this, even just without even an idea for them. Just tell them the style of music you want, and boom, off it goes. Right, here's another one.
I drive alone in the city lights, lost in memories, chasing the night. Neon signs flash through the dark. I'm trapped in this retro heart.
So let's move on to our song Move On, and I'll switch it to custom mode now, because that's where you enter your own lyrics when you have them. So I'm going to paste these. I'm actually going to put intro first, because otherwise it tends to start just with the singing straight away. And then for style music, I'll just copy this. So it's synthwave, female voice, 80s, melancholic, minor key. I found that if you put it in square brackets, it's more likely to listen to that command, because sometimes you put female voice and it still gives you a male voice. There's two algorithms. The version 3 is the latest one, and this can do songs up to 2 minutes. The previous one couldn't. So theoretically, I could put another verse in here if I wanted, but we'll just run this as is. Okay, and let's see how long it takes. Okay, the first one's finished, so let's run it.
I used to be trapped in the cage of my own making, but now I'm free to move on, and my heart is breaking. I'm free to move on.
So that was pretty good. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Let's hear a bit of the next one.
I used to be trapped in a cage of my own making, but now I'm free to move on, and my heart is breaking. I'm free to move on to a brighter tomorrow. I'm leaving behind all the doubts and the sorrow.
Okay, not as keen on that one, so I'm going to leave that. I actually have one that I generated earlier, which I'm going to play. Okay, here it is. So this is my favorite one so far.
I used to be trapped in a cage of my own making, but now I'm free to move on, and my heart is breaking. I'm free to move on to a brighter tomorrow. I'm leaving behind all the doubts and the sorrow. I see the world outside in front of open eyes. I feel the wind in my hair as I reach for the sky.
Okay, so it does a little bit more of that. Then what I did was I clicked on these ellipses and said continue from this song. And when you do that, it comes back to this menu here, but it knows you're continuing from this song from 2-minute zone. And this is where you have the opportunity to add a new verse in. I'm actually going to go straight to the bridge, I think. Okay, so now that I've added the bridge and the chorus again, and keeps the same instructions, same title, you have a choice. I could let it run to the 2 minutes of the previous one, or I could start it earlier. So let's say I want to start it at 1:46, which I think was after the first chorus, thereabouts. Okay, and still on version 3 algorithm, and continue.
I can't see past today or who I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe this is me. I'm free to move on. I can't see past today or who I'm gonna be.
Okay, I definitely like this one better than the way this one started here. Let's change the name of this because it took the previous one's name. So this should be E. I like where this one was going, so I'm going to add another chorus. In fact, I'm going to end with the chorus. But what I'm going to do is continue this track, continue from this song. So this is part 3 now. I had a single line before in the original version. So I'll call this outro and then type that in. See what it does with that. So the title should still be E. That's it. Continuing from 1 minute. And these all stay the same and we're good to go. All right, here we are.
I'm free to move on to a brighter tomorrow. and the sorrow.
Okay, that was cool. I don't even need to hear the next one, but we will anyway since I paid for it.
I'm free to move on to a brighter tomorrow. I'm leaving behind all the doubts and the sorrow. All the doubts and the sorrow.
Yeah, I like the previous one. Okay, so now I've actually got 3 parts. I go back to the ellipses here and I say, get whole song. And it'll go back, find the original part 1, and then stitch parts 2 and 3 on. Now, sometimes I notice that it stitches on. I told it to stitch it on at 146 minutes, but I think sometimes it just stitches it on to the end of the whole file. Doesn't matter because I'm going to rebuild the song anyway. Let's just see what happens.
Outside. I can see past today. I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, seems to have done the right thing. So now what we'll do is download that. Hit download. I can download the audio or video. It gives me this graphic with the lyrics over it, but I don't need that. So I'm just going to do audio. And it's done. So I'm actually going to leave it there because the next step, of course, is splitting the vocals from the track so that I can use that in Synthesizer V to create a new vocal. And then with the other tracks, I can split, I can figure out the bass and the basic chords and recreate this song with my own sounds and make the changes that I feel I'm going to make. All right, hope you found this interesting, and I'll see you soon.